Come check out Traders War Room today and become Traders War Room Elite on the Discord platform. Our platform is truly a one-stop shop with over 250 channels, 40 analysts, 150 algo signals, 8 full-time staff members, 7 trade floors. We do live trading, live training, live classes, watch lists, challenges, mentorship. We trade stocks, options, crypto, future, forex, stocks, bonds, sports. Listen, if you can sell it, make money, and trade it, we got it on Traders War Room, and we're the only server to have Series 6 and Series 7 professionals on staff. If you're serious about learning to make money and trade, Traders War Room is what you want.
After the main video, as promised, I'll use my AI chat to cover some rapid-fire lotto stock picks that I did not covered in main video.
All right, team. Hey, Chuck with Traders War Room, and I'm back at you with another video. Guys, we're going to go ahead and get started. This is your Monday chart session. Listen, we had a kind of a blastastic, I would say, day going into the market. After last week, man, it was definitely crazy, okay, because the market just absolutely just started tanking on some real volatility. And, people didn't know what to expect going into this particular market week. And so, it started off kind of shaky. People were really expecting it to kind of bottom out and just kind of continue. And then it started hitting the bottom, and then we started getting kind of that knee-jerk response back up to the upside, and then kind of hit that top line resistance and kind of chopped around and stuff like that. So it'll be interesting to see how this particular earnings session ends up unfolding, because really we started earnings season last week, but this week is really when the earnings start to ramp up with some of the big boys. Okay, and then we go into next week where we start to continue into the big boys, the money movers, the big money market makers and stuff like that. So it'll be interesting to see how April unfolds, and then moving into May. Over here, what you see, we of course got our screener. We're going to go ahead and look at a couple different screener things. We're going to put up a bearish scenario and a bullish scenario, and then we're going to look at some stocks. We're going to go ahead and pick 5 from the bull, 5 from the bear, and we're going to look at those. We're going to chop them up, and then we're going to pick 3 upcoming earnings stocks, and we're going to look at those, and then I'm going to let you guys go on with your day. So when we're looking at screeners, we want to go ahead and go into filters. And you guys already know that I always like to go with the market caps, okay? And right now, since we are into earnings season, we want to go ahead and focus on the big boys. So I want things that are over here. And I'm going to go ahead and get the screener set up, and I'm going to go ahead and go with anything over 10 billion. All right. So 10 billion and higher, that's what I want. All right. So I want the 10 billion and I want the big boys. Then I'm going to keep going with my filters. And I don't really care about the financial indicators so much when I'm looking at my particular things. What I want is I want to go ahead and go into a technical indicator. And really what I'm looking for is I want to go ahead and get into a classic pattern, because I'm wanting to get a bullish pattern and a bearish pattern. And they can be the same thing or they can be different things. But for this particular thing that we're looking for, we're going to go ahead and go with the same type of pattern. And actually, what I want to do is I want to do a candlestick pattern. So we're going to go ahead and go with a candlestick pattern. And I want to go ahead and go with the inside bar. So we're going to go ahead and inside bar. We're going to do a bullish signal inside bar. And we're going to go ahead and put that there. And right there, you can see we got 160 bullish inside bars. And what we're going to go ahead and do is we're going to add another filter, because we want some volume into that as well. We're going to go ahead and give ourselves some big boy volume. We want max volume, and anything over 5 million. Okay, 5 million and up volume. All right, that narrows us down. Okay, remember, we just want to go narrow. So remember, 10 billion and higher, 5 million and higher, and we're looking at inside bar for the bullish. This is our bullish scenario case that we're looking for the screener. We're going to go ahead and save this one, give this a name, and we're going to say bull IB. We're going to go ahead and save that. All right, and then over here, we're going to go ahead and copy this. We're going to make a copy, then we're going to modify the filter. And then all we're going to do with modifying the filter, we're going to keep everything the same here. And then we're just going to go into here, and we're going to switch the bearish for the bullish. Switch it. 21 matches. And then we're going to switch the bull to the bear. And then just for aesthetic purposes, we're going to move that right there and right there. Okay, so now we got a decent little thing here. Okay, so let's go ahead and go into the bull pattern. Remember, we're going to look at 5 stocks from the bull, 5 stocks from the bear, and then we're going to look at 3 from the earnings, and we're going to see what we have going on. So let's go ahead and go into the bull first. All right. And what I want to do here is I want to go ahead and look at the percent change first. That's what I like to do. Anytime I go into these, I like to look at the percent change. I want to see what popped first. And as you can see, we have UAL up first, and then you have it kind of going down. And then once I look at percent change, I'm going to go ahead and scroll over, and then I want to see what had the volume. So we see that the volume here is INTC. All right, INTC, PLTR. So that's not too bad right there. All right. So INTC, of course, had the volume, and then we had a few of the other ones. They were also green. So this wouldn't be too bad right here. We really want to keep things green on the percentage, but everything was still high volume. So we're going to go ahead and stick with the percent change. I like that. Let's go ahead and get into the charts here. UAL. Remember, we got to start outside looking in, okay? When we're looking at outside looking in, we always want to start bird's eye view approach. All right, remember, we're going to look at 5 stocks, okay? So we're going to pick 5 stocks. We're going to start UAL, and then we're going to work down and pick 5. We're just going to do kind of ones that we like and that have some interest going on. What's going on, Mick John? I see you in there. For those of you that are TWR, Mick John, that's TWR Digger over there, or Picker. He's a TWR picker, guys. He is fantastic. Check him out. He has a new bot on the server that coincides with his trading floor. Absolutely fantastic mentor, fantastic coach, and a good trader as well. All right, here we go. So for our chart, UAL looks good, guys. I'm liking what I'm seeing, okay? We see the downtrending here, right? Hit the bottom, okay? We got the shelf, and it's just been up, step laddering up, consolidate, up. Nice consolidation pattern here, up again. I see no reason not to go ahead and look for the upside more. So we could potentially look for further. I want to see what it did on the day. Let's go see what it looks on the 5-minute. Okay, what do it do on the day? So on the day, we see it went from 51 to 53. It's still consolidated out. How we looking on if we come out to the day pattern? All right, we got a gap to fill to the upside right here. So yeah, I like this one. So I like this one to the upside. I think we have a decent opportunity for continuation. When you see this, when you see these nice green candlesticks here coming to the upside, that's a good indication of nice push. And I like the gap fill potential up here. I think that a gap fill with some momentum behind it gives us a good clearance to 57. So 57 would be my ideal. And then with supported, when we go further out, we're not going all gung-ho and looking for the tippy tip, right? But if you come here and you look for base up here, 57 is right in range of the push, clears the gap, pushes up, wicks out to the upside before we start to hit resistance and come back down. 57 looks good to me. So we'll go ahead and put a little alert over there. We're going to go ahead and look, create an alert. And we're going to stay that. We're going to go ahead and 57. We're going to go cancel, quit. All right. We're going to go ahead and put a drawing. We'll go ahead and make my drawing right there. Boom. All right. 56, 54. That'll be my little level where I should be considering, give myself a little thing. We should get a little bit extra. If we can get a little extra to 57, even better, but that's where we're looking for. So right there, I like the longs here. I think we can get that gap fill. So long UAL, looking at 57 contracts. So we want to go ahead and push out a little bit. So we're looking at the May 3rd on those ones. PLTR, let's look at that one. PLTR, interesting here. I think PLTR, if I'm not mistaken, let me look at my chart here. I think they have earnings coming up, or they might have already had earnings, maybe. Let me look at my monthly chart. I got a monthly chart of the earnings. PLTR. I thought I saw something with them. I know there was something. We were really, they had something go. Oh, there it is. Okay, so we're looking at the May 6th. Okay, so they may not move and shake. Too much going into here. I think they probably make their move potentially into next week. But yeah, they're looking really good for potential here. We probably get the gap filled to the downside first. Now on a good market sentiment day, we probably can come out of this pattern, this descending channel here. And we probably can get a nice little push to go retest some areas here. Usually when you come out of these descending channels, so if we get this little, I like this little this trend channel little thing that they have. So when you get this nice little channel here, typically what happens is you can go ahead and put triggers off of this. All right. So you go ahead and now you get a horizontal line. You put one at the top. All right. Go ahead and put one at the bottom. Okay. And now you got your triggers. Okay. We start to breach above here. We're looking for the push to the upside. We start to breach below here. We're looking for push to the downside. We already know if we breach down here, we're going to get that gap fill to the downside pretty easily, right? And probably maybe even get some follow through towards here to get the wick through to the downside, and then probably to pop back up, right? It's somewhere in between here and here into this area. Now, if we are able to hold this level and we get some good bullish sentiment, right? What'll probably end up happening is we get a nice little push up here, start to attack, get a decent little push, and then we'll probably make about 50% of the difference between here to here, which would give us a range of about there. So we're looking maybe like $1.50 to $2 move to the upside if we can breach this top line here. So we need to wait on this one and see what type of move it makes. Does it make the move to the upside? Does it make a move to the downside? So PLTR is a decent one to go ahead and wait for. If we breach below this bottom line, we're going to go ahead and look for the puts, clear the gap, and we're going to also look to buy shares of this go along. Go ahead. I know a lot of you have been into this since we've been in this, buying shares in the sevens. We've been eating off of PLTR for many, many moons, okay? And it's been a very good stock to us. So we do like PLTR. We're long PLTR shares. We're also long leaps. We're also looking to go ahead and trade, and any type of trade we're going to get into, we want to push it on to May, okay? Because remember, May 6th is earnings on PLTR. We're looking to go ahead and trade this. We breached the downside. We're looking for the gap fill on this one. Potentially, we can get a decent play on some real negative sentiment here. And then if we get the breach to the upside, we're looking for that $2 push to the upside. CRM has earnings this week. Again, I'm looking at my chart here. Man, I love smartphones because you can multitask, right? Yeah, multitask. What was CRM? Oh no, that was the wrong one. That was ServiceNow. CRM I think is coming up. CRM's looking okay. I do think though, CRM probably we got some more trouble to the downside. There was a real negative report about CRM. Big money investors were not happy with some of the reports. Now we got a strong, nice candle here. We got this little kind of like this um island bottom here, right? If it can hold this, this has a good potential for this gap fill to the upside. But what I want you to be cautious with, okay, specifically with this one, is this gap fill to the upside and then the sharp rejection of this one, because we do got all this area and we got multiple gaps to the downside. So you have to remember that if this truly doesn't perform well, and the fundamentals are just not in line with what the big money is expecting, okay, we have this huge gap to fill down here where we can easily come and make a run, right? reject this hard, and then start to get our descent to the downside. Now, this is a strong case for go ahead and look for the bullish push to the upside because we are at what 273.81 right now. So this is a good little idea for a push, almost $15 just to the edge of the gap, right? Not to mention coming up here and looking at 293 into 300, okay, for follow through. So this does have potential. Right now, we're looking at this island, bottom island candlestick pattern. All right, bottom island candlestick pattern. When we're looking on the 4-hour chart, okay, that's where we got our inside bar. We can go ahead and put some triggers off of this one. This is one of those I'd really want to probably stay disciplined to the triggers, okay? If we want to be conservative, we're going to put a trigger here and a trigger there. And that's what we're waiting for. Trigger off the top, longs, trigger off the bottom, shorts, right? Anything in between, we're just waiting time, okay? If we wanted to be a little bit more risky, we can go ahead and come to the inside, right? We can come to the inside and we can bring it a little bit in and go off of the previous candlesticks, okay? But we need to understand that this right here, and we're coming off of these little areas right here. All right, mainly this pattern here and inside of here. Okay, we're looking for breaks. Okay, and so when we looking for these day trade opportunities, we're looking for this breach here and a push down here. So a little scalping opportunity. Okay, we're looking for the breaks of the blue for the swing opportunities for the big payday. Okay, the breaks of the purple, we're looking for day trade and scalp opportunities. All right, so CRM looks okay to trade, but we want to wait for the triggers on that. Shop, how many have we done? That's 3. Shop, I like shop. Look at shop. Shop looks okay. We're liking shop. I think shop's okay. Kind of coming down. The only thing that gives me a little caution on shop, I think shop has earnings coming up too. If I'm not mistaken, I don't think they're this week. I think they're coming up. Let me look at my chart here. Yeah, shop. Shop is, what is shop? Anyways, all right, we'll pay attention to it, but I thought I saw shop coming up. Anyways, so downtrending, right? This little kick here, okay? Sometimes when you see these boots, they give you a little bit of warning. You can kind of start to see what we call a sideways H pattern, okay? When you see these downtrending here and you start to see this little thing here, you can start to think of this kind of like an H type, an H starting to form, okay? So if we were to draw this, and this is, I want you guys to see this because this is something you guys can look at. All right, drawing tool. All right, this is something you guys can look at. So if I'm drawing this, all right, and I'm here, all right, and I'm coming here, all right. Oh, stop. God dang it. All right, and I'm coming here, right? All right. Now, to finish off the H formation, we get another leg to the downside, usually at about the same slope that we had previously. Okay, this forms what we have is the H pattern formation. Okay, so you got your down with your L, right? And you get your second leg to the downside, and then usually you get your consolidation form. That would put us about $65, maybe into the 63 range if we got the downtrend. That's from this kick. Okay, now shop is popular though. They could always come in with some sort of catalyst, some sort of news, something, and that could change the entire thing. And now this is off the 4-hour chart. What we want is we want time frame continuity, right? So if we're looking at time frame continuity, we can still see it here. It still shows up when we're looking at the day chart. And as you can see, we got the gap to fill to the downside. So this one actually, now that I'm looking at it onto the day chart, I'm a little worried about this one, thinking bullish on this one. This one I'd be cautious to go bullish on because I'm looking at the chart and I'm seeing the struggle for continuation to the upside unless there's some sort of catalyst that gives it the the true bullish nature, okay? Unless it has something that can give it the catalyst to the upside other than just, a bullish market, okay? A bullish day in the market, yeah, this thing will fly, but it'll also sell off as well, okay? It needs some sort of catalyst to sustain. If it doesn't have the catalyst to sustain, this is one of those that you can ride the trend, but you also want to sell out, okay? You don't want to go ahead and swing this without the catalyst to sustain this. So definitely the pattern looks like it could hold. We do have that inside bar. So if you want to go ahead and make the triggers for the trade, you can go ahead and come off of the outside of the mother bar. Put your line here, your line there. And now we got our trades, okay? You can go ahead and put your alerts right there, and we can make our trades. We trigger off the top, boom. We can go ahead and think bullish. And remember, we want to think bullish until we hit some levels of consolidations where we have previous price action of resistance, right? Then we think swing puts, and that's probably to the gap zone where we're expecting to probably have support kick in, right? All right, that's 4. Let's go ahead. Let's get a good one. INTC. They got earnings coming up. We like INTC. INTC day chart downtrend. Look, coming out of consolidation, got the gap, consolidation gap, all this stuff here, right? All right. INTC struggling. I don't want you to count INTC out. All right. Why? I don't know. I don't want you to count INTC out. I think INTC is going to surprise some people. At the $34-$35 range, I think is buy zone for this particular ticker. I think institutions are starting to buy into this one, specifically with the money that's going to be flooded into this with the CHIP Act and stuff like that. I like this one. I think this one is it's a good gamble. It's a good risk versus reward for this particular week. Obviously, you want to go ahead and buy yourself some time, but I think this one has potential to be a real mover, specifically if they come in and they surprise on earnings. Okay, if they're in line with earnings, they may move and fluctuate a little bit, but probably only about maybe $2-3. Okay, if they come in and surprise and they have some shockers, we could potentially see all of this area. This could be the starts of INTC of getting back some of their gusto that they've lost. So I would like to see that with this particular ticker. So I'm going to go ahead and call this one. This one's a bull for me. I'm looking for this one to go ahead and a nice risk versus reward. You want to buy yourself some time. We're looking probably go into mid-May and give yourself the idea of having a tactical advantage in case we have to average down in our trade, but we want to go at the money, in the money as much as possible. We want to go ahead and go mid-size with our positions so that we can have a little bit of room to go ahead and make tactical decisions, but we're going to go ahead and go long on this one. At least I am. Coming out of this consolidation, we already got the dump here. It's to me, it looks like a pretty good risk versus reward, and I'm going to go ahead and hope for at least 1 to 2 gap clear and potentially 3 gap clears on the surprise. That's what I'm going to go. So those are our bull case scenarios right there. And those are the 3. Obviously, you can or the 5, sorry. Obviously, you see some of the other ones that we got on here. Oracle, Nike, you guys, FCX. You guys can go ahead and do your own scanners and see what we have. Also, I'll go ahead and do some charts when I do the YouTube video. I'll do a rapid fire at the end of it, and I'll put some of these other charts on there as well. So you guys will have that in the YouTube copy of the video. But we're going to go ahead and hop into the negative ones now. So let's go ahead and go to the bear percent change. We want the losers. We want the losers. These are the ones that are losing. Cardinal Health. Yeah. Let's go short Cardinal Health. We're looking Cardinal Health. We're going to go short on this one, looking for that Gap fill to the downside. Okay, it looks weak. We already gapped down here. We're looking like we already lost support from our previous levels. Next area is probably down here. We got about almost like a $10 push to the downside. So $5 is nothing on this one. So we're going to short Cardinal Health. I think it's a good opportunity for a payday on this one. We could potentially even get the gap fill to the downside. Could it reverse on us and we could hit this one first? Yeah, but I think we're step laddering down, guys. I think we hit this one here. We kind of had this, inverse cup and handle, and we failed, right? And so we're just kind of step laddering down. We already failed here. It's just another potential push to the downside to go retest some of these areas here. So next support level is about right here, right? In line with this price action here. So we're looking at about 100 flat. And if we push down a little bit, we're looking into like the 99s, 98s, stuff like that. So, and then of course we got the gap fill with follow through where we could easily wick out into 95. Tech looking rough. Let's go ahead and short tech too. I like this one for the short case scenario. This one looks weak. Go ahead and get this one to the downside. Yeah, we want to go ahead and short this one. We've probably got about a $2 to $3 move to the downside. This is weak. It popped up, couldn't handle the upside pressure. We're going to go ahead and come to the downside on this one. Grab this penny stock. We're not really worried about this one. This one's okay to go ahead and buy shares on if you want to go ahead and buy some shares. I'm surprised that this one is the bearish pattern. HPQ. This one. This one's interesting though. Got some sideways movement, but we're failing. This one's interesting. This one would be interesting. We want to go ahead and put some triggers on this one, okay? This one. All right, there you go. This one is we're thinking bearish, but we want to go ahead and put triggers on this one just in case. Okay, so we got our top line here. We could easily reverse on this one, but we're thinking bearish for the gap fill down here. We got a nice little potential $2, $3 move to the downside. This one, what is popular, but it's starting to lose some steam right now. We got some sideways motion coming on this one as we kind of hitting this little gap down here, down. We're kind of hitting these little sideways motion coming into it, and it's kind of weak. Okay, we're starting to lose some of this volume is starting to flatten out. We're starting to lose our moving averages coming underneath it and stuff like that. So we're starting to lose some of that momentum. So let's go ahead and look to the short side of the house on this one and think short first, but have our long case scenario on there as well. AMAT. Ooh, that looks rough. This is a good one for a short case scenario. We're not going to break this one out, but this one looks really weak. We came from the top line here, and this one is just a falling knife. We got this one's bleeding, and we probably got a nice little consolidation area where we got a nice another push to the downside. This one can easily lose another $20 and it just be a drop in the bucket. Okay, so we got a nice gap fill down here. Aim at is a good opportunity for a short to the downside, all the way down to 175. Meta, we did this one on the video last night. We had this ascending channel here. We're failing, we're dropping out of this one now. Now, this one is the only one here. We got earnings coming up, right? I wouldn't want to play this one short going into earnings. We need to see what earnings are. So this one, this one's on the back burner. Have this one on your idea. We play the trend during earnings, okay? We'll wait to see what happens after earnings, but this TikTok stuff, this all could play into Meta's favor, okay? Because this TikTok ban happens and everything like that. That's only good for Instagram. It's only good for Facebook and all that stuff like that. And let's go ahead and do two more. XOM. We like XOM, but XOM is notorious for failing and breaking hearts. So we're going to go ahead and put some triggers on XOM. Got the trigger to the upside, looking for the push, retest the highs, trigger to the downside. We triggered this downside. We're looking for the push down. And of course, push down here. We're looking for the next level of consolidation where we're looking back at 115s, 114s. And let's do one more. What we got? I want a good one. NVDA. Yeah, let's look at it. Everyone does in NVDA. Okay. I'm not gonna, you guys all do NVDA. Okay. I'm not gonna, everyone does NVDA. Let's do something else. All right. I'll do NVDA in the YouTube video. Let's do Procter and Gamble. All right, Procter and Gamble. We'll look at this on the 4 hour. All right. Bearish inside bar on the 4 hour. Let's go ahead and put our triggers. Trigger here. Trigger here. All right. Procter and Gamble shot up. We had this cup, right? You can see. Oh, go ahead. Come on in. All right, we got the cup, right? Coming here. Got the cup pushed up. I like Procter and Gamble. I know this one gave us a bearish inside bar. So of course we have our bearish scenario here just in case, but I like Procter and Gamble for the push to the upside. I'd be looking for this to break out, to be honest with you. It all depends on how I know P&G got some earnings coming up, I believe. Let's look at the day chart. Yeah, they got earnings coming up here soon, I believe. Yeah, because the dividends coming and then the earnings. So they'll have earnings coming up soon. If they fail up here to break out, then I can see the downtrend. Okay, so that's the only catalyst. All right, so going into earnings, I can definitely see them pushing out. If they fail to break out, then we're looking at them for that fail breakout, pause at resistance, downtrend on Procter and Gamble. They have a lot of space to the downside to go ahead and recapture. The one thing with Procter and Gamble, man, is a lot of people, they're investing in everything, and it's all household items and stuff like that everybody uses, but people are being real picky. They're not going with the name brand stuff. Even with the luxury items that normal people would usually go for, they're going for the cheaper side of the house because money's tight. Things are expensive. Just example, I know, long story short, I got a household, of four, five. One of my kids is over there in Germany, so it used to be six, but a household of five. We used to be able to do groceries every 2 weeks. It was like $300, right? Now it's $450 every 2 weeks for groceries. All right. That's just me. Okay. And I know I'm not abnormal. All right. So we're looking to cost, to save stuff. So normally I like to use Charmin, but I'm going for the great value toilet paper, great value paper towels and stuff like that. So, that's just the same thing. So all that type of stuff. All right. Anyways, Procter and Gamble, long, short, that's what we're looking for. Let's go ahead and we got a comment. Hang on. Yep. All right, yep. So there we go. And let's go ahead and do one more. Since we talked about it, let's go ahead and look at Walmart. I saw Walmart here. Let's go ahead and look at Walmart. Let's go ahead and look at Walmart, man. The mighty have fallen, right? Wasn't all right. Well, I guess not. They probably did a stock thingy. Okay. Yeah, they did a split. Okay, got it. I was looking at the price. I was like, but they did a split. All right. Yeah, I like this right here. Put the trigger, top, trigger bottom, right? Looking for it. We're up here at the top. Okay. If we fail to break out of this area here, we're looking for the downtrend. But Walmart is a beast, okay, especially when people are trying to cost save and stuff like that. Great value is one of those things. We were just talking about it. People are, ditching Charmin while it's expensive. And I love Charmin toilet paper on my butt and stuff like that. But you know what? Great value is cheaper, and I got a family of five to support. So until prices go down and Biden economics gets their act together and stuff like that, I'll go ahead and make do with the great value, and Walmart is king. when it comes to that. They buy by the train load and other people get by the truckload. So, Walmart, we gotta be bullish on Walmart until they fail. So right now they're moving and they're king. So until they fail, we're gonna stay bullish on them and look for the breakout to the upside. All right. Now we talked about it. We did the 5 bullish, 5 bearish. Now we're going to talk about Tesla. Let's go ahead and do SPY first. Okay. We're going to do, all right. Let's talk about SPY. Let's get out of here. All right. SPY on the day. Big channel to the upside. We know, right? We see it. Okay. We're down. We're kind of iffy here, right? Are we going to bounce? We're going to come. Well, we got a gap to fill to the downside. This one's all sentiment driven, okay, and earnings driven, all right. So the banks were a big disappointment, but we got a whole bunch of earnings coming up, so it'll be a tell sign on how these earnings do. Do they come in line? All right. If the earnings come in line, I think that we suffer a little bit, and we probably correct. We probably fail some of these areas, and we start to hit these gap fills here and here. I wouldn't be surprised if we come back down maybe into this zone here where we got strong price action, where we started doing some of this chop sideways mode, and then we started ascending, right? This is when we really started ramping up, but we started having this little chop over here. So I could see it's coming all the way back down about 475, stuff like that, right? If we get decent earnings and surprises, right? And things of that nature. I think we start to push and we start to reattack and go back up to reattack the previous highs and potentially break out. Okay, so there's a lot of scenarios here. Seems like we're closer potentially to the gap fills to the downside. So we have to play this one really carefully. We got to play it by ear. We're going to go ahead and put some triggers. Use the levels, right? Got a nice little fat candlestick here. We're going to put our triggers right there. Boom, top, bottom, break here, longs, break here, shorts. Looking for the gap fill here, and then we're just looking for levels up. Okay, different level here. We're looking for the push to about 505, 506, whatever. We can go ahead and look at 5-10 contracts. Give ourselves some time, 2 days, 3 days. You can't do that far out with 0 DTEs unless you're really, Johnny on the spot. Okay, if you're pushing out in a couple days, then you can go ahead and go a little bit further outside the money. QQQ. All right, QQQ. You guys hear my son playing Call of Duty? He's 13 now, man. 13. Everything's bro. And what's up? Any of you got kids, right? You guys, their language now, man. Like what he calls me Chet. Chet. What is this? Like my name's Chet? Like, what does that even mean, man? It's like supposed to be a thing. I don't even know what it is, man. These kids these days, I don't understand them. Anyways, oh, why am I muted? Am I muted? I'm not muted. Okay. It was saying I was muted. Never mind. I'm not muted. Anyways, QQQ. Same thing, guys. We're gonna go ahead and push right here. Actually, we got lines already. We got a gap to the upside. We're gonna put a line there. And we got a gap to the downside. Hey, it's already done for us. All right. Gap up, gap down. Those are our triggers. All right. Boom. All right. That's what we're looking for. We trigger up. We're looking for them longs. Trigger down, look for the short. Gap fill, gap fill. We can probably get follow through as well. Okay. So that's what we're looking for. Same principle with the Q. We're really looking for the big tech to ascend. The big tech does well in earnings. Obviously, we go up. They do poorly on earnings, we'll come down. Stuff like that. I want you guys to pay attention to the Russell. All right. The Russell. This has been lagging. The Russell won't do well until we get some greed back in the market. Okay, fear does not go good for these tiny stocks. All right. Just understand that when people are fearful of the market, they tuck money away into things that they trust, the Apples, the Microsofts, the blue chip comfort stocks. Okay. They don't go into the low market cap penny stocks and speculative stocks that the Russell holds. So we need fear. Anytime we start to see that fear meter or that greed meter, sorry, they need greed. Anytime we start to see that greed meter pop up, we can start to look to the Russell and start to look for some long entries on that. I do like the Russell potentially. If we can get good market sentiment, I do like the Russell for a push back up to 200 to clear this gap, but we have to have a good market sentiment. If not, we will lose this area here and we've got a long way to fall to the downside. Okay, this could be the entire correction here. All right. Pay attention to the Russell and see if you get the downtrend. Sometimes the Russell can be an indicator of what the broader market's going to do. If you start to see this really fail, that means people are fearful of what's going to happen and are probably pulling money out and probably rotating it into safe havens. Okay, that can be a trigger for you to think about probably pulling some things and thinking short. All right. So, all right, now let's go into a couple favorites. Tesla, man, it's sucking. Tesla sucking, guys. But good news for the bulls. Oh, what is this? All right, get rid of that. All right. Good news for the bulls. I think we're almost done with the selling. I don't know. Call me naive. Okay. Call me call me naive, but I think we're almost done with the selling. I think we got this part here, we got down hard, all this stuff here. This is hard. I think we're about at the point where people are saying enough's enough. All right. Um, Typically when we're down here and we start to hit these periods, we start to see some of the pressure coming back in. You know, they got earnings coming up and it would be interesting to see how their earnings are. I think if they come in line with expectations or they do slightly better, I think Tesla explodes. All right, I think they explode. I wouldn't be surprised if Tesla comes in line or does better, and they maybe even provide something, some crazy thing that investors like. I wouldn't be surprised if we go from 142, like one day, by the end of the week, we start to see those 170s. Okay. Tesla can move like that. It really can. But we are against the wall. The bulls are on this one, and we definitely need some pressure. So all you saw was the gaps down. Gap. Right. We look at the 4-hour chart. You see the opportunity here. We're going to go ahead and here. Here. All right, getting tight. All right, so here's our little pennant. Okay, we got a nice little thing tight here. We do got the gap to the upside. I like us to fill the gap to the upside. Okay, I think we have the momentum. I think people are going to say enough's enough. All right, it's time to go ahead and buy at this price. People are going to be like, you know what? I don't know the next time I'm going to be able to get Tesla below 150 bucks. People might be gambling and saying, you know what, we can get Tesla at 100. I don't know. Maybe. But people thought that about, Meta too. When Meta was at 99 bucks, they were sitting there like they thought they could get Meta at 75. And, all of a sudden Meta said, and look at Meta now. People were stuck leaving the bag. Okay. So I think Tesla's in the same boat. Okay, I think we can get the momentum here, and I think they can get it. Let's go ahead and look at another one I like. UPS is coming up. UPS got a cup coming. I like this push to the upside. I think that this one got knee-jerk reaction here. We popped up, we failed, we came down, we found our bottom, right? We got a nice little skirt the bottom, got the cup, and I think it's time to go ahead, earnings be our catalyst, and we start to pop back up, get a nice little push, and then we can see what happens. Now, the only thing with this one, okay, is people aren't sending, hey, get out of there. People aren't sending packages like they used to, okay? Um and that's money, okay? People aren't sending packages like they used to, but UPS is more than just packages and stuff like that. They got their hands in logistics and things of that nature. But when you look at them on a further out chart, you can see that UPS, okay, UPS has been here. They've been riding high. They're down trending right. You can see the down, but they're holding these areas. Okay, here's the last area. We're looking here. So we're looking for them to hold this area and pop back up. So I would like for them to, last time they did down here, they had a nice little push to the upside. And I'm looking for the same type of response from this area here. If they don't, we could have some serious pushing back down to the downside, and this could all start. You're starting to see these nice little gaps in a lot of the stocks. This is where those market corrections, those stock market crash fears, those things like that of that nature. That's where all that stuff comes from, because those are those pushes that we had back in that 2020 area, right? And see it all when we're looking at further out charts. So I like UPS. All right, give you guys one more. Boeing. Boeing, look at it. Boeing sucking. Okay, sucking. But I think 170. I think we're gonna hold 170. I think this is it. I think Boeing here. We saw the shoot up like this. Anytime you see something like this, you got to get nervous anyways. That's like almost a V-shaped rocket to the upside. Okay, it's due to fail. All right, come down. But oh, look, there's that pattern again. Remember what we were talking about? One, two, right? There it is. Little H pattern, right? And we popped. And then we came back down. I think we found our level here, and we're looking to probably come back up. Now, could we fail this again? Yeah, sure. But we're supported here. We're supported here. We got previous support here. I like this one to go retest this area here, see if we truly are ready, and then we can probably find our home between 200 and 170, which would put us at about 185. So Boeing long, I like them going into earnings. I think we got it. And the only thing that would give this the negative thing is that news and the criminal case and stuff like that. And I'll give you one extra special one just because I love Apple. The General 165. I think this is about as low as it goes. I don't think we get much lower unless we have like some sort of crazy stuff. We could get the gap filled down to the downside, but I think it's about time. People are saying, you know what, it's time, Apple, we're ready. They got earnings coming up very soon. So we're looking for them. When's the earnings? The earnings are on May 2nd. Apple's going to kill it. They got something up their sleeve. They do. They're the general for a reason, and we're going to see these guys explode. So I like Apple to the upside. Let's go ahead and go long, and let's go ahead and look out into mid-May on those contracts. All right, guys. I'm Chuck with Traders War Room. That's all I got for you. Thank you for the people that hopped in here. I appreciate you guys. Listen, if you want to get some of those great entry and exit trade alerts, you guys already know Traders War Room is where you guys want to be at, man. No one beats what we got over there, because we are truly one of the best, and we want everybody to succeed. Okay, planning, training, managing, securing. That's how we run. That's how we operate. And I want you guys to be part of the team. If you can rock with that, then all I got to say to you is follow me and the other TWR market warriors, and let's go to war. I'll catch you guys when that market bell rings. And as always, if you're ready, follow me and let's go to war, baby. All right, guys, you have a great night. And we'll put this out on the YouTube video. And thank you guys for the ones that came in live. Catch you guys later.
Rapid fire picks. Align, I think, is a good candidate for shorts. In a tight budget environment, do you really think people are paying top dollar for teeth improvement? I don't, so I think their margins will be off. Delinquency reports are getting higher and pushed out further, so I think companies like Humana suffer with capturing their billing on time and play catch up, or are delayed into collections. Saw a report about a big spend promise from federal government for renewable energy and face gains to prosper from that. Visa will be interesting. As a Dow stock, it doesn't move much, but what it does move makes waves. Again, this is dependent on those delinquent reports and how people are using credit and paying credit balances. Lockheed gains during war and threat of war, so if we stay hot on the war path, this stays hot. We cool off, then this cools off. Earnings are a 50-50 in my opinion based off reports, but being bullish. Pepsi was rocking and rolling, then took a big move lower. This could set up great position for the bounce long. We'll see how their businesses are doing in the morning. Thinking long. GE looks good for move higher, but we'll see how their report shows margins. The chart with cup and handle looks good for the swing long as of now. Finally, GM is suffering a bit and looks like a sinking ship. So thinking shorts when even if it jumps on earnings, it may be short-lived.
All right, team, that's a wrap. Check out TWR's platform and come get some. Remember, scared money don't make money. You got to have a plan and a strategy. Got to be able to control your emotions. Stay calm, cool, and collected. And as always, if you're ready, follow me and let's go to war.
In the traders war room, warring with the market every day, we on Zoom. Never gonna quit, ain't no way we gonna lose. I done made a profit and it's way before noon. Way to go, dude, come and learn how to trade stocks. We rentless with the attack when this thing pop. We market warriors and we can share the same pot. I woke up and went to war in my tank top. Thanks, Pops, he an analyst, a veteran. And we ain't hating on them other dudes, we better than. I was down and then I learned about leveraging. And after that, I ain't never went red again. Green, right? It ain't bad, it just seemed like something wrong with you if you say we ain't tight. Get in and get out before you think twice. Let's have a toast, you bring the drinks and I'll bring ice. Defeat's nice in the traders war room. What you wanna do when the traders war room?